If you ask me when I was a kid what you wanted to become when you grew up, my answer was always the same: a football player. Not a doctor, not an engineer, not a businessman, a football player. Football wasn't just a hobby for me, it was my identity. It was the thing I loved the most. And for a long time, I thought it was going to be my future. But life had a different plan. Today, I want to tell you the story about how an ACL injury changed the direction of my life completely. I started playing football when I was 10 years old. I joined my town's football club, and after only 1 year, I became the captain of the team. And for the next 8 years, I stayed in the same club. I trained, I competed, I won, I lost, I traveled, I made friends, and every season I carried the captain's armband. Football became a huge part of who I was. When people know me, they know me as the football player. And honestly, I loved that. I couldn't imagine my life without football. When I was 18, we had one of our strongest teams ever. We were playing very well. We were at the top of the league table, and everything felt like it was finally coming together. Then one day, during a match, I got injured. At first, I hoped it wasn't serious, but later I found out that I had torn my ACL. For people who play in football, you know exactly what that means. Suddenly, everything stopped. No training, no matches, no competition, no captain's armband, no football. Just recovery and a lot of time alone. I remember spending long hours laying on my bed and staring at the ceiling. For the first time in years, I started asking myself questions. What if football doesn't work out? What I'm gonna do with my life? What skills do I actually have? What future am I building for myself? And the answers were uncomfortable. I realized that I invested almost everything into football. My grades at school weren't great. I didn't have many other skills. And in my country, sports weren't a reliable way to build a future. That realization scared me because for the first time I understood that my dream might not be enough. After thinking about it for a long time, I made one of the hardest decisions of my life. I decided to stop playing football. Even today, that decision feels strange when I think about it, because I wasn't quitting something I had done for a few months. I was leaving behind something I had spent 8 years building, something that had become part of my identity. But sometimes life forces you to make difficult decisions. And whether I liked it or not, I knew I needed to start building other parts of my life. That period completely changed me. I started reading books, I started learning English seriously, I started teaching myself programming. At first, everything was difficult. I wasn't good at any of these things. I was starting from zero, literally, but I kept going. Little by little, I started building skills that I never thought I would have. And that's when my self-learning journey really began. The funny thing is that when the injury happened, I thought it was one of the worst things that could happen to me. But today, when I look back, I see it differently. Without that injury, maybe I never take learning English seriously. Maybe I never discover programming. Maybe I never develop the habit of learning by myself. Maybe I never moved to Malaysia. Maybe I never start this YouTube channel. The event that looked like a disaster at the time ended up changing my life in ways I could never imagine. Even today, I still dream about football sometimes. Sometimes I dream that I am back on the field, back with my teammates, back wearing the captain's armband. And when I wake up, for a few seconds, it feels real. I think some childhood dreams never completely disappear. But I have also learned something important. Life doesn't always give you the path you planned. Sometimes it closes one door and opens another one. And even though I didn't become the football player I wanted to become, the journey that started after that injury has taken me to places I never expected. So maybe some endings are actually new beginnings. And maybe that's what happened to me.
They were like, Pop, why you all like that? Why you talk like that? Why you all like that?